Another day, another Coronation Street news video, and this one is probably one to, get into the panic stations as Coronation Street's Eileen Grimshaw star to leave the soap after 25 years. So yeah, Sue Cleaver, who has played Eileen since 2000, is leaving the show. Look, I mean, Eileen's not been as prominent of a character as she has been for a long time. It's been a long time since the Phelan days, and that was her main thing as to why she was really kept on. With Helen Worth leaving, her biggest rival, and fundamentally her not really needing to mother Todd or Jason anymore, as both are either gone in Jason or 40 years old in Todd, it really just kind of left her in an awkward position. Yes, she has that somewhat enjoyable chemistry with George Shuttleworth, but are they soulmates? Not really. Not really at all. And, Kate Brooks said there will be shockwaves in terms of cast members. There will be shockwaves. And honestly, you've got to wonder, first, if this is a genuine she wants to leave, or is it, okay, we are axing you, but we're going to allow you to say that you left, just like how Hollyoaks did, pretty much the same. And with Helen Worth leaving, it's, like I said, it's not a good sign that a lot of these long-running cast members are packing up. It shows that there's no... In football, there's the thing of you've lost the dressing room. If you're a manager, if you're the gaffer, if you're the boss, you want to be able to hold, the dressing room. You want them to believe in your idea. But if you lose the dressing room and you start to lose vocal, influential members of the dressing room, you then start to cause a bit of worry, because then how can you be trusted to look out for everybody's good intentions, look out for what everybody is supposed to do on the show? So Eileen leaving is a pretty glaring sign, because let's be honest, soap actors either stay for a lifetime or stay for 2 years. It's never really in between. They are either career soap actors or they just get killed off or die or leave immediately. There's not really much of an in between. They spend a good chunk of their stuff and they're more than willing to be gone. But I suppose let's read the article and then we'll make our assumptions. One person did ask me if I was going to make a weekly roundup for Coronation Street, and I don't know is the answer. I would like to cover Coronation Street more heavily, but similar to when I would cover Hollyoaks, at some point it does become a bit more of a schedule thing rather than not, because Coronation Street 3 hours a week, EastEnders 2 hours a week, Hollyoaks is 1 hour a week. That is, 6 hours of programming, and that's all to fit in during my already fairly hectic schedule. But I'll think about it. Once I get this breakup underway, I'll definitely try it for sure. So I'll start working on something surrounding it. I'm not guaranteeing anything yet, but I think it's a cool idea. I'll think about it. So yeah, let's read the article. Coronation Street star Sue Cleaver will leave the soap after 25 years in the role of Eileen Grimshaw, explaining that she wants to embrace change. The actor debuted as Eileen back in 2000, but it has been confirmed to Digital Spy that she's now decided to leave the ITV soap, with her final scene set to air in late spring. "I've had 25 privileged years of work on Coronation Street," Cleaver said. "The door is still firmly open, but as I reach my 60th year, I decided it was time to embrace change, look for new adventures, and live fearlessly. We're sad to bid farewell to the wonderful Sue Cleaver," added producer Kate Brooks. "Over the past 25 years, Eileen has been the heart of some of the most memorable and iconic storylines, and her on-screen rivalry of Gail Platt will undoubtedly go down in Corrie folklore. There's certainly no one quite like Eileen, and her character will be hugely missed on the cobbles. We all wish Sue the very best as she embarks on her exciting next chapter." Further details about Eileen's exit story have not yet been revealed. She took a break from Weatherfield last year to visit Jason in Thailand, while Cleaver was starring in the musical to the Sister Act. Eileen has been at the centre of a number of major storylines during her time on the show, most notably her rivalry with Gail Rodwell and a marriage to serial killer Pat Phelan. The exit follows Helen Worth departing her role after Gail after 50 years on the soap, the actor recently sharing her goodbyes. Yes, so I don't know how to feel about this one. I won't lie, I don't know how to feel about it. Because look, Eileen she isn't the character she used to be. But then Eileen was never necessarily a massive character as a whole. She constantly comes in and out, back and forth, does other stuff. And she goes in and out of what she does on the show. It's, I don't know, I guess in 2024, she wrote a book. 2023, she was involved in Being Loose Women. I don't know, because it seems like she was quite content with her role on the show. And, like, for someone who is, like I said, a career, like, soap actress, it's a strange one to imagine that she would actually leave. Now, perhaps this is genuine. Perhaps she has decided it's time for me to stop. There's no point in continuing. I've done everything I can. Some of my friends are leaving. I assume they're friends. You know, some of the people I like are leaving. Maybe she does just want to leave. But unfortunately, as a fucking soap pundit, as a soap critic, it's kind of important to think about the other side. Because, yes, I do think that Coronation Street is in a better place than it was in the previous year, and I am willing to wait and see about Kate Brooks' new era of the show, but it's still two glaring, like, black spots, like, blighting the show, with noticing that two very long-standing senior characters on the show are leaving. It's not looking good, guys. You know, but it's not like, you know, I'm not saying call the panic stations just yet, but each move is judged by the executive producer, the boss, but alternatively, she could have just wanted to leave. And it would be insufferable of me to just hamper on. And I'm not going to, like, rally through the streets, be like, oh, Coronation Street, terrible place, terrible place. You know, I've already done enough of that this last year. But I'm a little bit worried. I mean, maybe it's bold. Maybe it is bold. But, like, who are you elevating to be in this conversation? Like, Evelyn's stepping back as well. She's leaving. She's not going to be a full-time cast member for however long. Gail Platt fucked off. Eileen now leaving. Like, you know, there's just a lot of changes, which, you know, a soap isn't exactly the best with change. Soap fans don't exactly like new characters or new people in different roles. But yeah, so that is the news though. So Sue Cleaver leaving after 25 years on the show. Is it a case of she genuinely does want to leave, and this is just her way of taking a plunge, seeing if she can do anything else for a couple years now, having a bit of a break, having some time off, maybe try to do some other TV projects, try do some movies, you know, tick off the bucket list before eventually coming back to Coronation Street and, you know, spending out the rest of your days plodding around as Eileen Grimshaw. I mean, like I said, a lot of these older characters and a lot of these legacy characters as such aren't necessarily as used as they'd want you to be. Like, you know, Gail was just, David, that's silly. Sarah, you're doing this again? Bloody hell. What's an iPod, Sarah? What's an iPod? What the fuck is that, Sarah? Don't know what that is. That's a Coronation Street cameo. But they just kind of fart around doing nothing, and some people like it, some people don't. So, yeah, it's another black mark on the producers, but maybe she did sincerely want to leave, and if so, best of luck to Sue Cleaver in whatever she wants to do, but it is a blow for Coronation Street. How heavy a blow is it? Probably not massive with her status on the show. She was just living by for moments and would just talk with Steve and Tim. That's it, and George. That's it, you know? So technically a loss. Technically looks bad if you're losing the dressing room, but perhaps it is a genuine time for her to leave. But I will say, if this is an actual exit planned by Kate Brooks, it's a pretty bold choice. You know, it's a pretty fucking bold choice. So I look forward to seeing what else is planned or isn't planned, to see who leaves, who doesn't. But you'd have to imagine most soap stars have a year-by-year contract, and it's usually decided whether it's re-upped in January or December or not. So perhaps that came to the end of a contract, just like Helen Worth, and went, yeah, let's not renew this one. But we'll never know that much detail unless she goes on a massive, like, PR stunt and trying to convince people it was a mutual decision or she was sacked. It generally happens with soap stars, let's be honest. So when they're no longer in the soap orbit, they still want to be in the magazines to be in the reality TV type orbit. So perhaps we'll see, perhaps we won't. But yeah, hopefully the next time they fucking release some news, it's not at 1 o'clock in the morning, for fuck's sake. Good thing it's my sleeping schedule's ruined. But yeah, what do you think about Eileen Grimshaw leaving the show after 25 years? Tell me in the comment section down below. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Thank you for joining me for some more Coronation Street news. Thanks for watching. See you next time.